For Lyrics Born, the simple pleasures of home sweet home are what's important. And his local haunt wraps him with warmth, along with a little counterculture, a little hipster, and a lot of fresh local ingredients. On Shattuck in Berkeley, it's called Guerilla Café.
When we opened 7 years ago, we were one of the first cafes that really featured art and kind of had an artistic direction. My name is Andrea Ali. This is Guerilla Café, and this is Kuma. Every 2 months or so, we have rotating shows with local artists and international artists. We kind of grew up with the social justice movement, and we kind of wanted to feature some of our local and international heroes and let our customers read about it when they came to visit. We make a lot of different things ourselves, homemade. None of us have professional chef experience. I've been a waitress my whole life. We like to present food that's clean and healthy and beautifully presented, and most importantly, we like to make it with love. We were one of the first cafes to serve blue bottle coffee, and we're still proudly serving up delicious blue bottle cappuccinos. One of the best parts about coming to visit Guerilla is all the interesting people you'll meet. So we have a lot of regulars who come in, and you'll definitely hear some great music playing. Our staff is very diverse and friendly. A lot of them are artists and musicians, so they have a lot to add to your dining experience.
Let's talk about Guerilla Café.
I love Guerilla Café. Every time I leave for tour or come back from tour, it feels like home. It's right in the heart of Berkeley in the gourmet ghetto, and it has the most fantastic ambiance, and with reclaimed everything right down
it's
to
not a big place.
No, it's very small, it's very homey, it's very lively. The food is just fantastic. It's very honest. You know, everything is locally sourced for the most part, and all the recipes are house-made, from syrup to the aioli to the barrel-aged hot sauce, you know, and it's just very, very real, you know.
What do you get when you eat there?
I generally get the waffles, you know. Okay. It's like a big, thick waffle like this that's about this big, you know, and they leave all the irregularly shaped crinkles on the side. I don't know how to say it other than crinkles. I got the buttermilk and banana waffles, and they put a big pile of fresh organic fruit with some mint on the top, and then you pour the homemade syrup there, and you get a giant pat of butter, you know.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I actually had the special waffle that they had that day, which was a honey wheat waffle. It was good. It was good. I wasn't like blown away, but it was good. It was good. Slightly grainy in texture, but I would say that's probably more due to the wheat factor than anything else. But like you said, I mean, very much a local place. And honestly, it reminds me of some place that might be in San Francisco. Very sort of diner-esque. One thing I gotta say that I loved about it is that they serve blue bottle coffee. And who doesn't love blue bottle coffee, right? I mean, come on. So I had a blue bottle cappuccino, ridiculous.
I actually went for breakfast as well, and it was really refreshing because there aren't enough breakfast places in San Francisco. So when you go out for brunch on the weekends, you can expect to wait in line for an hour. So it was very pleasantly surprised.
So it's worth it to head over to Berkeley if you live in the city.
Absolutely, yeah. We went at like 11:30, no line, sat right down. Very funky, very urban. One of the things you guys didn't mention, which I'm surprised you didn't, is they play fantastic music.
Yeah.
I love that part of it. Very kickback. It almost kind of reminded me of a little bit of a Southern California energy, which I really, really enjoy. And we actually ordered a ton of different dishes. My favorite was their cinnamon toast. It was fantastic. I could eat it every morning for breakfast. And they served it with like a raspberry jam that was super tart, really tangy, which I love. And I just loved it. It was very simple, but it was just executed really, really well. I loved that they did have some savory things on the menu. For instance, they had a prosciutto plate, which I thought was really cool. So it was like a little bit of prosciutto. They give a little side of like olive and cucumber, and I just love that. It was such a interesting thing for breakfast time. The one thing I have to say is all the eggs dishes that I got were like a hard-boiled egg, and I really wanted like a runny, oozy egg that I could sop up with my toast. So I would say if you like that.
Is it because you didn't order that? Or?
I'm not quite sure. Typically, when you get like a poached egg, it is kind of like has a runny middle. If you really crave that runny yolk, I would definitely specify that, because there were two dishes where I thought that was going to happen and it didn't.
One of the guests that I was with had the polenta with eggs, with poached eggs, and
Me too.
Right.
Yeah.
So same thing, right? So the egg
I
was the consistency.
wanted it to just swirl into
Right.
the polenta.
It was a little overcooked.
It was totally
Okay.
overcooked. Yeah.
Which was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
But I got to say, the service was amazing. The people were ridiculously friendly. They were just awesome. The service
Because you go
was
up to the
fantastic.
counter and you pay. I mean,
Right,
it's not-
exactly. It's a pay and
it's
sit
not-
down.
Right.
Yeah, right. But they were lovely. I mean, the service was fantastic. Loved it.
And I mean, do you just go for breakfast, or is there lunch stuff that you love?
They have lunch. Yeah, I love the panini. The
Okay.
panini's great. You know, you would think, and just keeping in line with what you're saying, I mean, everything's so simple, you
Yeah.
know, which is really nice. And so it's just a panini. It's like a round piece of bread, but it has turkey on it and sun-dried tomatoes and the house-made aioli, and the cheese is just falling off the
Oh,
side.
that sounds good.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you put the
I
hot
did see that.
sauce
That
on
looked
there.
good.
They've got a big barrel on the top shelf that says, don't open till 2014. You know, the hot sauce is curing up there.
Wow.
And if you pair that with one of their soups of the day, they just have so many great soups every day. And so it's awesome for lunch too for that reason.
All right, LB, wrap it up for us.
I love Guerilla Café. I think it's fantastic for a great local, wholesome, honest spot for breakfast and or lunch. You know, they have the greatest food, the greatest atmosphere, and at an awesome price.
All right, and Scott.
If you're looking for a great place in the East Bay for breakfast, Gorilla's definitely your spot.
All right, and Emily.
Definitely recommend heading over the bridge and checking it out. It's fun, it's hip, it's very urban, and they have a killer cinnamon toast.
All right, if you would like to try Guerilla Café, it's on Shattuck between Lincoln and Cedar in Berkeley. The telephone number is 510-845-2233. It's open for breakfast and lunch every day. Reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $15.